Greetings, beautiful ones. I am Sonia, the host of the Treasure Is You podcast, and this is, in this episode, the Great Awakening 2025. As we continue to see ourselves, to feel ourselves, and to know ourselves more and more, we are unpeeling, unveiling those old personas that no longer serve who we are. And in this moment, we are keying in to the treasure is you. Welcome, 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 dear ones. It is always a pleasure. It is always an honor as humanity is waking up, because this is the Great Awakening of 2025. Now, dear ones, you may feel the subtleties, or you may not feel the subtleties. But I am here, like always, to share with everyone and to shed light that humanity is waking up. Yes, humanity is leveling up. Humanity is rising. Because we are in a new era. And what does that look like? And what does that even mean, being in a new era? Well, again, I'm here to shed light. I'm here to spread insight, because this is what I do. This is my mission. And the mission can change in various ways of communicating. Yet I am here to bring insight, to let you know that this new era, it's like releasing or letting go. Think of luggage. Think of hauling luggage around everywhere you go. And this luggage is attached to you. Okay? So just think that you got two 50-pound bags of luggage. So that's 100 pounds. Okay? So just think of you hauling 100 pounds around with you everywhere you go. Right? Think of that. So we are releasing that luggage. This is what this new era is about. It's about releasing and being receptive. So when you are receptive, you are allowing for a new beginning to sprout up in your life. You are allowing for a fresh new start. But how do we achieve this new fresh start? Well, we always have to release the old. Yeah, this is for everybody. We have to let go of the old. We have to close the door to the old so the new door can open and we can focus on the new things. Yes. So this is how we do it. This is an energetic way, because we are energetic essences, dear ones. We are beyond the physical. We have always been beyond the physical, and every single soul knows this. Yes, you know this on a soul level. This is why this podcast exists, because I speak from the soul, because the soul has been guiding us on this life journey, this stage of life, this school of earth where we get to play, where we get to learn, where we get to express and to elevate and up level and co-create our reality. So how do we do all this? Well, the first step, as I always share, which is a very important step, is we have to know who we are. Because once you do know who you are, when you get a glimpse of it, yes, dear ones, this changes the whole game of life. No struggling. Now, when I say no struggling, I mean you may run into an obstacle or two, but because you know who you are, you know that you will find a way through it because you are a fractal of the divine. And a fractal of the divine does not fear anything because there's nothing to fear. Do you catch what I'm saying? Are you vibrating on the same frequency of what I am speaking and what I am dishing out to you guys? Because this is very important. This is a very important step in our evolution. And this is why during this great awakening of 2025, it is more important right now to key in to these higher frequencies so you can stay in an elevated vibration that is going to uplift you. Because when you stay in an elevated vibration, those old paradigms, those old beliefs, those old thoughts, and everything that you used to believe with your old version, it disappear. And I don't even know if that's a word, disappear or disappear. It disappears. I'm making up words. Yeah, it is no longer in existence. There you go. I like that. It is no longer in existence, dear ones. Because this is how it works. When you allow, yes, for that new fresh to sprout. Yes. So right now, as you see that image on the screen of that beautiful plant, that plant is a representation of us. We are that plant that has sprouted up from that rich soil. Yes, germinating to become a strong foundation in the world, to create, to explore, to express, to collaborate, to innovate, to be joyful, to be happy, to love. Yes, dear ones, this is a representation of us because we are nature. Yes, we are the elements. We are the sun, the moon, and we are most definitely a star. So when you see these 4 petals on this plant, the 4 petals represent our foundation, our strong foundation with roots of integrity. Yes, with roots of resilience, roots of joy, roots of unconditional love. Releasing is actually integrating. Yes, because we encompass the whole of all expressions. Yes, all of them. So when each of us can understand that simple concept, it is a simple concept, yet because of that spell of conditioning. We have been repeating and repeating and repeating over and over and over again. And I'm going to share a phrase that this is not our first rodeo. Yes, I am saying that now. I got this phrase from a beautiful soul, and I completely resonate with that saying. Yes, dear ones, this is not our first rodeo. No, it is not. We have reincarnated here many times as different people. Yes, I have tapped into my Akashic and have found out some of the personas that I have been. And it's very fascinating. So there are ones, that picture, that is us. That's us with that rich soil. That's us, the universe. You see that beautiful earth? That is us as well, because we are the macrocosm and the microcosm. We are the drop in the ocean and the ocean. We are the notes on a singing. We are the notes in a symphony, and we are the symphony. Okay? Need I continue? We are the surfer, the composer, the teacher, the student, and we are creators. Yes, dear ones, we are creators. And one of the major things as creators that we are doing right now is we are fine tuning our own essence so we can be authentic. So pay attention, dear ones, right now to the people in your life. Pay close attention. Look at the details within the people in your life, the people that are in your life, and pay attention to the details of your own life, meaning your conversations with yourself, your conversations with others. Pay attention. And as a matter of fact, I've been saying this because on my other channel, I'm having daily sessions of the Great Awakening 2025, and I am telling everyone to journal. Journal as much as you can, because when you do journal, this is helping you to key in to any parts of you that you did not understand, and helping you to bring all of that into alignment. Yes, beautiful ones. Alignment is the name of the game. We are aligning. We are fine tuning. Now, all of this language that I am saying, I want you to get accustomed to it, because it is you. Okay, you need to get accustomed to this new language, because you are attuning to this new version of you that happens to be information. Yes, you are information in a body. You are the codes. You are the messages. You are the keys. You are sacred geometry. Yeah, I know some of you don't even know what sacred geometry is, but you are it. You are the roads that open to every gateway. Okay? You are a portal. And when you allow yourself to align with this new language that you are, then it will begin to become clear. Every day it will become clearer and clearer. Yeah. But also, because of the spell of conditioning, There will be times throughout the day that you will doubt everything that I'm saying. And if you're listening to another person as well, you're going to doubt even what they're saying because of the conditioning. Yes, the conditioning that we all have imprinted. Okay, remember these words. Journal all of this. If you need to rewatch this podcast, then do so. Because everything that I say on my videos are activations, they are transmissions to help further activate you. Because everything that I am saying, you already know. But because we have all incarnated on to this earth, and this earth, dear ones, we are in a land of amnesia. Yes, everything has been wiped clear, your memory. So you have to start over and count your steps back to who you are, to remember who you are. So this is why this podcast is necessary for the growth of your ascension back to you. Because once you know and you align to your true authentic self, it is going to be a completely different world. I mean, completely. So we have to trust in ourselves. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to make space for ourselves. All of this we have to do for ourselves. So when we do all these things for ourselves, guess what's happening? We are helping others. This is how we help others, is we have to help ourselves first. That's how we become the teachers. We teach by being it. Okay? So everything that I share with you, I am being it. Yes, I am learning. I am going through the process myself of healing and shedding and integrating and sharing all of what I know. Yes, because let me tell you, when you embark on this journey of self, this is all about self. This whole journey, when we first incarnate here, we are always seeking outside of ourselves for love, right? The relationships, the job, the house, the occupation. Now, I know we all have to, venture out to do these things, but we venture out so much that we forget that the true wisdom, the true knowledge, the true wealth, the true abundance is within us. So yeah, this is like a main important step that we miss, because guess what? We've been under that spell of conditioning that we never knew to do that. Yes, I never heard of loving myself. I never heard of self-love. Yeah, I never heard of that until I started to seek. I started to find out from within myself that when I love myself completely, I can love others, especially when you are in a relationship, when you're married to somebody. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love your partner, your spouse. No, you're going to have relationship issues. And if you both work together, then you guys can grow together and you stay together. But a lot of relationships, a lot of marriages do not work out that way, right? Right? A lot of relationships, people do not work together, right? They do not grow together. No. And this is why they do not prosper and they don't become one in this marriage. No, they stay as two separate entities because each person is still learning about itself. Yeah, I had to learn that. Yeah, I had to learn that really. Like, part of me want to say the hard way, but no, it was just the way that it came to me. I had to learn about it, and I did, and I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful. So we are learning about ourselves in this great awakening, and we are learning that we are everything. So as I say that, it's kind of hard to comprehend that you're everything. And it's hard because of the conditioning. Yeah. So we have to integrate that, elevate ourselves, know that we're one encompassing heart that is beating for everybody. Yes. We have to know that we are nature. And I'm going to share some, which I have been sharing with everybody. When you walk out in nature, dear ones, I'm going to tell you this is how nature heals us. Because when you are around a person that you live with or you work with for a very long time, if you're around that person, you become entrained with each other. So this is how nature heals us, balances us, and helps us to come back to our center. Okay? So when you walk out there, you feel the presence of nature. And that presence of nature is us. It is our natural state of being. It is the stillness. It is presence. That is us. But guess what? We weren't taught that, right? Were you taught that you're the nature essence? Huh? Were you taught that? Well, I know I wasn't taught that. I had to learn that on my own, through my own internal guidance. And I learned from the birds, and I learned from the trees. I learned from the wind element. I learned from the sun, the sky, the clouds, all of that. When I sat out in nature and I felt so good, I was being entrained with the natural rhythm of the earth. Okay? So there you go. When you sit out in nature, you walk out in nature, you are being entrained. That means you are coming back into alignment with the natural rhythm of nature. Okay? And when you do it every day, you feel so good. You're setting up a pattern for your own essence to be balanced. Yeah. And then just breathing in that air, being in that presence, it's healing. Okay? This is why we have so many trees, because trees bring life. Yes. Trees does so much for us. Okay? So as I don't know, if you were aware of that about trees. That's why trees are very important for our life force. Okay? So go walk out in nature. It doesn't cost you a penny. It does not. As a matter of fact, it enhances your life force. It brings in balance. Yes. It helps to reorganize everything that may have been out of alignment. Yeah, that's how important it is for us. And it's a simple act. You don't have to pay for it. Okay? So everything that I share are simple acts. And everything that I share is natural ways because we have lived our entire lives being taught that we have to take medication, yeah, that we have to work so hard, we have to do all these things. And guess what, dear ones? No, we don't have to do that. We did it because we thought that was the only way. But no, there are multitude of ways of doing everything. Okay? So this great awakening, we are integrating, we are releasing resistance, we are releasing fear. And there are many forms of fear that we have to integrate. Because another thing I want to share with you is that everything that we have feared has been ourselves. Okay? Every story from A to Z that has been ever told has truth in it, and it has stuff that is not true. Okay? This is how this life journey works. Okay? We always have truth, not truth. So we have to come in the middle and heart discern everything. And that goes for every single thing. That means we have to heart discern the medical world. We have to heart discern religion. We have to heart discern spirituality. We have to heart discern the government agendas. We have to heart discern the educational system. Okay, do you catch what I'm saying? We have to heart discern our own technology that we have created collectively. Okay, now when I say that, our technology is amazing, but we have to be in balance. Okay, we have to balance it. Everything has to be balanced. And that's where humanity falls into problems. I know I have. And when we can bring in balance in all areas of our life, this is when we will begin to see more and more and more. And it's beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I can just share with you that, especially when you walk out in nature. I know for me, I am witnessing heaven on earth. Yes, I am. I am witnessing. And today I witnessed on my screen, and I've never witnessed this. I saw two ladybugs. I turned my head, they weren't there. Okay? I turned my head back, they were there. And then I looked out and they were there for about 5 minutes. Then I turned my head and they both were gone. And then I said, wow. And I looked out the window and I actually could see them flying in the air. Talk about magical. I was seeing two ladybugs flying in the air. And then again, as I was continuing to work, I saw one of the ladybugs come back and flew on my screen again. So yeah, I pay attention to these little things, okay, dear ones. So like what I just shared with you, a lot of you may think, oh, that's nothing, but no, it is something, okay? This is what you need to key into. Everything that happens in your life is happening for you, not against you. It is happening for you, and you have to key into whatever's happening for you. Okay, write that down. It's happening for you. So I already know the significance of ladybugs. Okay, And I know the significance to a lot of things. So I'm just sharing that simple thing because what did I say? I share the simple things because it is the simple things that will align all of us back to where we need to be so we can live a abundant life that is filled with joy and happiness and minus the struggle and working and hustling and all that stuff, minus that, because that was the old paradigm. We are in the new paradigm where the new paradigm says, no, you don't have to work hard. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to work your fingers to the bone and exert all your energy on things you don't even like. No, the new paradigm is not about any of that stuff. It is about doing what you love from the heart. It's about collaborating. It's about being joyful. It's about having a vision and holding that vision so you can manifest the reality that you want. It's about having a purpose in your life, okay? Aligning it with your heart and aligning or allowing for your whole life to shine like a diamond because you are a diamond, okay? So you have a choice, dear ones. You can step into the new, fresh path of your evolution, or you can stay in the old paradigm where you feel safe, you feel comfortable, whatever else that makes you feel like you need to stay, then no one's telling you to leave. Only those who want to elevate, only those who want to rise up. Because when you rise up, as I said, there's no more working. Not in the way that you think working is. Nah, it's not the same. It's a completely different thing. As a matter of fact, it's so completely different that a lot of people will find it hard to believe that you're not working. Yeah, because that spell of conditioning has made all of us think that we have to hustle. And no, you do not have to hustle. Only if you want to. Now, if you want to hustle, you go right ahead and hustle all you want from 6 in the morning to 6 at night, or from 6 in the morning to midnight. You do whatever you want to do. Yeah, you have the choice. Nobody's holding you back. Nobody's holding you captive. No, nobody's doing any of that because we have always had the choice in life. In this new era, we are making choices that are going to suit our well-being across the board. And there's no more hustle, hustle, hustle. If you want to hustle, go right ahead and hustle. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to hustle. You do what you love. Okay? That is the key. But no one will tell you that's the key because they want you to continue to hustle. Yeah, if you want to hustle, you go right ahead and hustle because you have the choice. We all have the choice. Okay? So I'm just bringing that insight. A lot of times we get caught up in what society is telling you that you have to do, okay? And I'm telling you, you don't have to do what society has been telling us that we have to do. No, you don't have to do any of that unless you want to do that. Okay, let's get that clear. As I said, we have always had the choice. Okay? We have always had the choice. So just remember that and know that if you want to bring in alignment your true, authentic self, it all starts with doing the things that you love. Because when you do the things you love, it's not work, okay? Did you catch what I just said? It's not work, okay? That work thing, yeah, they got us on that. They got us on that. And I'm here to tell you, I'm one of those people. Yeah, I was in it. Yeah, 30 years working, shaking my head. What am I doing here? Yeah, I can laugh now because when I was in it, it was, how can I say, it just did not resonate with me. I was seeing through so much stuff that it's laughable. Okay? But as I said, we always have the choice. Okay? Remember that because a lot of people don't think they have a choice. They think, oh, I'm stuck in this lifestyle. I'm stuck in this world. I have to do this. I have to do that. No, this is where we're supposed to pause. You're supposed to breathe in your life force and you bring in that balance because God has always placed gifts in this world in clear sight that many of us do not see. Yeah, we don't see it because we're so entrenched in that work, hustle, hustle, hustle that you miss the gift that God has placed in front of you, in front of your eyes, and you can't see it. Yeah, I know about that because I have experienced that, having gifts right in front of me and was not able to see it. So we have the choice. As I said, we have always had the choice. The thing is now is we have to have courage. Yes, you have to have the courage to walk as a authentic person. Okay? We have to have courage. And when you do have courage, you can walk authentically as your true self because this is the great awakening. And we are awakening parts that we have never seen before. And that's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing to know that you are aligning to a more intimate part of you. So give yourself a hand, pat yourself on the back, and realize that we have to be patient with ourselves and we take small baby steps. But at least you are walking in the direction that is aligned to you. That's the key. And you're the key. And when you keep walking as this key, you unlock more keys within you. Because what did I say? You are information, you are wisdom, you are knowledge. And the way that we unlock all these keys and wisdom is by applying it to our lives. Yes, beautiful ones, we are the ancient ones. Yes, we are. We are the ancient ones. We are the universe, the keys, the codes, the blueprint of life. And when you can open up knowing that you are an ancient one, meaning this is not your first rodeo. I love saying that because it's not. And because you are an ancient one, you hold the blueprint to life within your essence. Yes, but we have to be open. We have to allow our ancestral selves to connect to this ancient wisdom that is us. It is us. Okay? So when we talk about different stars like Sirius and Orion and what else? The Pleiades, Vega, Taurus, Libra, Canis Major. I'm trying to think of the other one. I can't think of it, but I'm just naming star constellations that we come from and that we have had lifetimes and experience, but we don't remember. Yeah, we don't remember that. And then we watch shows and oh, the aliens are coming to get us. Little did you know you are the aliens, meaning you are those ancestors. Now, let me clear this up. When I say you are the ancestors, just like here on earth, where there's light and dark, there's good and bad, right? The same on other stars. There's light and dark, there's good and bad as well there. So, when I say the ancestors, there are some ancestors, of course, that are dark and that are, when I say dark, I mean have agendas, okay? Because everything is a reflection, everything. But this doesn't mean you're supposed to be afraid. As long as you're following your heart, you're being authentic. What did I say earlier? There's nothing to fear. No, there's nothing to fear. See, that's the illusion. The illusion is we're supposed to fear the unknown. But what did I just say too? We are the ancient ancestors. Because what did I say? Again, I keep saying, what did I say? We encompass the whole, right? So if we encompass the whole and we're the ancient ancestors, and some of the ancient ancestors may have agendas, you don't have to worry about those ancestors because as long as you're following your heart, okay, you're doing what is from your heart, meaning goodwill. You don't have any agendas. If you have an agenda, then yeah, you're going to have some karmic lessons that you have to learn. That means you have to fine tune your own essence till you can get to your center. Okay? That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're supposed to be afraid of ancestors that have agendas. Just stay in your heart, stay in your love essence, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, you will be. I'm here to tell you because I can share, and I have shared. I can share with you guys some stories that most would be afraid, but what did I say? There's nothing to be afraid of because all of it is us collectively, right? Okay, get it straight now. So, dear ones, just be aware that you are going through a massive awakening, massive transformation. It is happening even if you're aware of it or not, because the earth is up leveling, the earth is elevating, and when the earth elevates and up levels, so do we. Okay, because we are a reflection of the earth, of the universe, because we are the universe, beautiful ones. So if you want to dive deeper, I will always place a link, as always. If you want to know more privately, you can always, which I'm going to place my link, contact me, and you can become a member to my community where I have meditations. I was about to say medication, where I have meditations and I have transmissions to help further align you, ancient soul, because you are an ancient soul, dear ones. Yeah, I can help you understand that you are an ancient soul, and just know that this is not your first rodeo. All right, beautiful ones, I'm going to end this podcast. Much love, much light, and always remember that the treasure is you. Take care.